What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today, your girl's gonna deliver, okay? I've been promising this video for over a year now, and I've finally come to a point where I am able to share, drum roll please, how I set myself up to leave corporate America and build the life of my dreams, build my own business, and how you can do the same thing as well. So today, I'm gonna share the steps that I took to set myself up to leave my corporate 9-to-5 job and build the life of my dreams, build this business, build the life that I'm currently living. I do want to say there's no quick fix, so I don't want you to think this is a video plugging a 90-day program. These are just simply the steps that I took that I hope will give you some context on how you can do the same thing and hopefully motivate you to let you know that it's possible. I remember going back to work after the holidays and just sitting at my desk like, what the heck am I doing here? Well, why am I here? Why am I wasting my energy? I know this isn't where my passion lies. What am I doing here? And I know right now there are millions of people that are going into their corporate jobs right now and are feeling the exact same way, and I just want to let you know you're not stuck. That doesn't have to be your future. That doesn't even have to be your present. Everything you're doing is a choice, so I want to help set you up to make the choices that are going to fuel the life that you've always desired. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Your support is always more appreciated than you even know. And without further ado, let's get into this video. So step one might seem super simple, but it's honestly the most important. Step one is defining your why, okay? You need to know beyond a shadow of a doubt why you are willing to put yourself through the stress, through the anxiety, through the uncertainty, all the shit that entrepreneurs go through on a daily basis. You have to know why you are willing to put yourself through that. Your why has to be emotional. It has to come down from your gut. It has to come from your soul. It has to make you cry just thinking about it. That why has to be powerful. There is no better feeling on this earth to me than having someone message me, DM me, email me and say, you know what, you inspired me to make a better decision. You inspired me to step out on faith and chase my passion. You inspired me to change my life. You helped me change my life. Like, when I get those type of messages and emails, and I'm almost like crying, even thinking about it. See, that's what I mean. Your why has to spark emotion. It gets me so emotional because I truly believe I was put on this earth to do just that. And I know that all the struggles that I go through, all the hard times, it's all worth it if it can help someone live a healthier life, live a happier life, and step into who they were meant to be as well. So that's my why. Also, another side note why, I was raised by a single mother. I know what she sacrificed for me. Ain't no way in hell I'm about to disappoint that woman. So I want to be the best version of myself because I know my mom raised me to be that best version of myself. So I'll be damned if I come up short on that. Define your why, define your mission, get super clear on who it is you want to become, the life you want to live, and what impact you want to have on this world, and why. You gotta know that why. The why is the mission, the why is the ethos, the why is the passion behind this decision in the first place. So you have to be super clear on that so you can cling to that during the hard times. Step two, just start. If your goal is similar to mine and you want to create your own fitness business, step one, you have to make sure that you are qualified to start said business. So I would recommend finding a certification program, get certified, and start taking on clients. I don't care if you have to train people for free for a while just to get content or just to learn, just to get used to it. Just start. I get so many messages from people that are like, I don't feel like my body is ready to be a trainer. I don't feel like I'm the perfect example yet. And I just want to say, one, you're never going to feel like you are the perfect example. I still don't every single day. But if you wait around until you feel the perfect example of fitness to start your journey, you will be waiting around forever. Start sharing your journey now so the OG followers that you'll have can say, oh my God, I've been following you from the beginning. Your transformation, your transition has been so inspiring to watch. Honestly, I get more inspired by watching the everyday people transition than watching the end product. And I promise you that end product is always going to be a moving target, so you gotta start now. Start building your online presence by starting to share your story. Add value to other people's lives by sharing your story. I always say I don't post something unless it falls into one of 3 value buckets. The value buckets that I have built my business around: 1, does it teach someone something new? 2, does it inspire? Does it motivate them? Or 3, is it entertaining? Does it make them laugh? Does it make them feel some type of emotion? Those are the 3 different ways that I try to add value to people's lives with each piece of content that I put out there, whether it's a story, a YouTube video, or an Instagram video. If it doesn't fall under one of those 3 categories, I don't post it. Start training, start filming, start sharing, and stay true to your voice, stay true to who you are, stay true to what makes you unique. The more real and the more authentic and the more vulnerable you can be, the more powerful your messages are gonna come across. More people are gonna feel like they can relate to you, and the more value you're gonna actually end up adding to this world. That is why it's so important to just start and stay true to who you are. Step 3, work your ass off and stay consistent with working said ass off. You know, you have to have a certain type of work ethic if you're gonna be successful. I remember when I was first starting out, I would wake up, I would go to my gym, I would have 2 one-on-one clients back to back, then I would run home, shower, go to the office, be at the office from 9 to 5:30. I would leave the office, change, go straight back to the gym, teach 2-hour-long group classes, and then I would have maybe 1 or 2 personal clients after that. Then I would try to get my workout in. This is around like 9, 10 o'clock now. I would film said workout, then I would go home, edit the video, write a caption, which takes me way longer than I'd like to admit, and have that video ready to post for the next day, and then get up and do that all over again every single day. I was sleeping maybe 4 or 5 hours a night because I was working constantly. I don't like promoting that lifestyle because it wasn't a very mentally healthy place for me, but you know, at that point in my life, I built so much character and it made me appreciate this lifestyle so much more. I wouldn't recommend it from a mental health standpoint, but also you have to be willing to work like that for what you want. You know, the good news is if it's truly what you're meant to do and you're truly passionate about it, all that extra work you're doing for your side hustle, everything you're doing behind the scenes to grow your business won't feel like work because you're passionate about it, because you love it, you're helping people. You won't mind doing it because you know your why. I was willing to sleep 4 hours a day, let some of my most important relationships suffer because I knew my why, and I was willing to do whatever it took to get there. You gotta show up. You gotta be consistent. Can't just be a thing you do on the weekends. This is what you really want. You have to put in the work every single day. Being an entrepreneur isn't always glamorous, and it's not always fun and Instagrammable. You have to be willing to do the hard work. There is no way around it. But I will say it's 100% worth it, because the moment you get that one DM from someone, and you could be in the worst mood in the world, and you get a DM from someone and they're like, I did this because of you, or I was able to achieve this because of you, or you set this example for me. Everything it's all worth it. Sorry, I don't mean to get emotional. I just know how hard I've worked and what I sacrificed. But it's all worth it, and I would 100% do it all over again. And I don't mean to get emotional, but I really I've been through the trenches. And so I feel like a lot of the times you only see the shiny stuff, the outcome, the fun stuff, but so much has gone on behind the scenes that, you know, is not necessarily something I want to advertise, but you guys need to know that this journey has not been easy, but it has always been worth it. So, yeah. Number 4, don't be afraid to ask for help. There's a big stigma on asking for help, and I honestly don't know why. Asking for help, in my opinion, is the key to working smarter, not harder. I reached out to one specific person. Her name is Brie Pugh. She is a brilliant life coach and an amazing soul. I will link her Instagram and information down below. I would say the #1 way that Brie helped me was getting out of my own way. She is the reason why I speak so much about aligning with your goals and taking aligned action. We got super clear on who it is I wanted to be, why I wanted those things. She helped me feel into what it would be like to live the life that I'm living right now, how I would feel, what decisions I would make. She helped me really feel into that. Then we outlined my fears, the things that were holding me back, and why those things were holding me back, and what I could do to not let those things hold me back any further. And then, you know, on the opposite end of the spectrum, she had me feel into what it would be like to stay stuck for the rest of my life, what it would feel like to not pursue my dreams and not create this business, what it would feel like to be January 5th going back to work, sitting behind that desk again. What really got me over my fear and what really forced me to take this jump was running away from what I didn't want. Running away from the person that I didn't want to end up becoming because I settled. Honestly, even thinking about that puts like an anxious lump in the back of my throat. She made me feel so uncomfortable in my current state that I didn't have a choice but to make a decision that was gonna get me out of there. That was gonna get me to the life that I, you know, had outlined with her. Yes, I'm always chasing the best version of myself, but I'm also running from that worst version of myself. I knew that if I was going to do this, I needed help and I needed guidance. And I think there's such a stigma around quote unquote life coaches. I think people think that something has to be terribly wrong in your life to seek the help of a life coach. But I sit here being 0% ashamed that I reached out to a life coach, because now look at me. Nothing was terribly wrong in my life. I just knew it could be better. And I was willing to reach out to her to figure out how I could set myself up to live the best life that I knew I was capable of living. Step 5, make sure you make a plan. Making the plan is where you get down to the nitty-gritty. You figure out the numbers, you figure out your process, you figure out what your day to day is going to hopefully look like. I think the first question when I told my mom that I was going to quit my corporate job with my cushy little salary, her first question for me was, okay, so what's your plan? I had to make sure I was able to answer that question. You have to know exactly how many clients you need to take on each day, each week to make the type of money that you need to make to survive, to pay the bills, to pay rent. So you need to be super clear on what that number is. Once you jump in and you have no choice but to succeed, you'll be willing to do absolutely anything and everything to get those clients, to hit that number, to hit that goal. Get super clear on the numbers, make sure that you have an idea of what you're gonna be making from the jump, and then dream big, think big. Put a big number up there and figure out and do the math backwards and figure out what you need to do to get to that number. The how doesn't need to be figured out 100%. You can kind of figure out the how as you go, because you're gonna make a lot of mistakes in the beginning. I did. It's gonna be pretty cumbersome. Your processes aren't gonna be super smooth in the beginning. Your process will evolve, but you have to kind of have an idea of where to start. And the last little piece of that plan, you gotta give yourself a deadline. My time with Brie, again, my life coach, was a 3-month plan. So I don't think that I actually, had my plan fully figured out until like the last 2 weeks of those whole 3 months that we had been talking and figuring out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it, and working through things. I knew that I had invested in her as a coach, and our 3 months was almost up. As the deadline of us working together started approaching, that fire under my ass kept getting hotter and hotter. So setting a deadline that you have to stay accountable to, that plan that you have has to be a time-sensitive plan. The final step is jump. Jump. Just do it. Go for it. 2 feet, all in, take the leap, jump. If this is truly what you want to do, if you know deep down in your gut, in your soul, that this is the reason you were put on this earth, you can't go a day without thinking about it, you feel an inexplicable draw to this career, to this life, to this passion, you cannot deny that. You are doing yourself, your creator, and every single other person on this earth a disservice if you do, and I'll tell you why. You were put on this earth for a very specific reason, and no one can create the exact type of change in the exact type of way that you can. You cannot deprive the world of your gifts. They're too important, you're too important, your goals are too important, your passion is too important. So if you take one thing away from this video, I want you to know that you might never feel ready. You might never feel safe, you might never feel comfortable, you might never feel 100% confident in the decision that you're making to step out on faith and chase your dream. But I promise you that if this is truly what you were meant to do, and this is what you love, and you feel that magnetic draw to it every single day, you have to try. You have to stretch. The universe will stretch with you, but you have to take the first step. If I didn't put that first call out for online clients and just thrust myself into this job, I'd be living a life of regret, and I would be wondering what if for the rest of my life. I'm just not prepared to settle for that, and neither should you. You can create the life that you've always wanted. One, you gotta understand why. You have to be willing to work your ass off for it. You can't be scared to ask for help when you need it. You gotta have a plan in place, and you gotta just go, just jump. The rest will figure itself out. You just gotta do it. Alright guys, so that's my story. No big top secret anything, just a decision that I knew the best version of myself would make, that I made and was willing to sacrifice anything for. That's what it takes. The ability to make those hard decisions and be able to stand by them because you know that is what is necessary to achieve your goals. I hope this motivates someone out there to make a choice that their future self will be proud of, to step out on faith, to bet on themselves, to get out of your comfort zone and chase your goals no matter what. If I can do it, you absolutely can too. Any questions, drop them in the comment section. If you like this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, subscribe to my channel. I hope everyone has an incredible, amazing day. I want to remind you to go be great. Never, ever, ever settle. Love you guys. Mean it. Bye.